she was born, I knew her. I knew her while she and her mother were one. I watched and waited so that she could get to know me. I loved her and she loved me. I anticipated seeing what kind of woman she would become. Now she wakes up, and instead of saying good morning, she looks into her hands and dreads the day ahead. There was a time when she used to talk to me. She would speak of what she planned to do that day. To some, it might seem tedious, but I reveled in the knowledge that she wanted to speak to me when there were so many other things vying for her attention. She used to say things like, "I hope I can be as good of a person as you have raised me to be," or "I hope to live up to your expectations." Now she just can't see what I have in store for her. She doesn't ask me or tell me anything. She is unsure. I can tell she's unsure, but I try to tell her that she can find her way. She doesn't see herself as I see her. She looks beyond herself into what she once was and becomes entrapped by who she is now. The person I want her to be and the person I see her to be are not the same as what she wants. She sees her shortcomings, but I see how much stronger she could possibly be if only she relied on my strength rather than on her own. She once saw worth within herself and strived to be the person I envisioned. But she began to distance herself from my presence. Over time, the distance grew until she could no longer see the chasm that separated us. I know she can find her way, but the challenge is not whether she can, but whether she wants to find the road back to the person that I want her to be. She would tell me where she was going, even though I knew. She didn't need to, and I didn't require her to, but she did so regardless. As omnipresent as I am, the fact that she divulged her worries and desires made our relationship that much stronger. It was the small things that she did that made me smile. Her caring nature was evident in her character, and her compassion never wavered as she touched the lives of people around her through the very life that she lived. She doesn't see the people that are passing by, and so her world is slowly closed in on her. And in turn, she becomes a sole occupant. To others, she seems fine, but I see vast potential that has been covered. Her steps are heavy and unsure of the future. One worry subsides as another arises. becomes heavier and heavier as she's weighed down by the circumstances surrounding her. I can feel the weight of it all causing a once light and free spirit to become cloudy within a sea of doubt. In the past, when she was given the opportunity, she would read my word for a brief few moments before she returned to her previous task. She was so compelled to pursue the things that mattered to her because they were in turn the things that mattered to me. Her hunger and zeal for my word was evident through the life that she lived. Soon her hunger for my word subsided, and her zeal began to wane thin. Her focus turned away from me as she found it easier to blame it on a lack of time. She cannot understand that what I do for her and try to convey to her is not meant to harm, but meant for her growth. Yet her mind is set. There was a time when she used to say, "Father, your ways are much higher. Please lead me where you want me to go." She was content with being in the background as I shined my light through her. I showed her the importance of things that would strengthen her, but she would have none of it. She used to talk to me whenever she had something that was troubling her. She found solitude in my presence, and it was her comfort. Her needs and wants were the reason that I had given everything. Her sorrows, shortcomings, and her pains became mine. I took her sorrows, and in return I gave her overflowing joy. I took her shortcomings and gave her hope. I took her pain and gave her strength. Dante Alighieri once wrote, "Like people who are thinking of their road, who go in heart and with the body stay." Her heart was nowhere to be seen. Her body went to and fro as her heart trailed behind her in solemn procession, not wanting to know the path taken or the things encountered. Her focus was elsewhere. Her days became monotonous and the hours became fleeting. As soon as a new day began, it ended in a fit of morbidity and sorrowful acclaim. To her very existence was one of spiritual drought. In living in an exile state, she thought to pay penance in hopes that she may once again regain fervor for me. The chasm continues to ever widen unless her course alters. How does a day start? Why must it start in despair and with morbid thoughts? It is controlled by someone greater than you, pulling and tugging at your kite strings, guiding you and setting you forth into a new day that has been created for you. How does your new day begin? Does your new day end the moment it should have begun? Don't let your day begin without the one that gave it to you. Do not be satisfied by the happiness that the world gives you. Satisfaction of the world is denial of me. Satisfy the one that shed his blood so that you may be forgiven. Don't settle for the small worldly speck of happiness when I have an eternity of happiness ready just for you. When you begin to forsake communication with me, you begin to create a distance that cannot be crossed by you alone. I am the way, the truth, and the life. You are more than the problems you create for yourself, more than the problems of the past, present, or the future. Because you are my own. Created in the image and woven like fine tapestry into the threadwork of life, one thread atop another, interwoven in patterns so delicate and find that human understanding shrivels in comparison. You were chosen to be greater. Do you know not that my scarlet runs in your veins?